For many people, the period between 2016 and 2020, known as the Trump era, was marked by intense discussion and debate surrounding race relations in the United States. This era, defined by Donald Trump's presidency, raised critical questions about whether the nation experienced progress or setbacks in this realm. To understand the complexities of race relations during this time, let us first consider the historical context preceding it. The years leading up to Trump's presidency saw significant movements like Black Lives Matter gaining momentum, driven by a series of highly publicized events involving racial injustices. These movements aimed to bring attention to systemic inequalities and advocate for the rights of marginalized communities. As Donald Trump took office, his administration was often criticized for its stance on certain issues that affected racial dynamics. For instance, his approach to immigration, characterized by the travel ban on predominantly Muslim countries and the policy of family separation at the U.S.-Mexico border, sparked widespread controversy. Critics argue that these policies, along with Trump's rhetoric, exacerbated racial tensions and fear among immigrant communities and people of color. Moreover, his views on law enforcement and handling of civil unrest were seen as a pivotal moment in his presidency. Under the slogan, "Make America Great Again," Trump's law and order approach often clashed with the aims of racial justice protests, creating a polarizing environment. The events in Charlottesville, Virginia, in 2017, where Trump's response to violent clashes was heavily scrutinized, highlighted these divisions. Yet, it is important to consider multiple perspectives in the evaluation of race relations during this era. Some supporters of Trump argue that his presidency brought more attention to discussions around race, forcing the nation to confront uncomfortable truths. They assert that his emphasis on economic empowerment, including the Opportunity Zones initiative aimed at revitalizing economically distressed communities, offered tangible benefits to minorities. Furthermore, it is argued that the heightened visibility of racial issues during the Trump era provided momentum for significant social movements. For example, following the death of George Floyd in 2020, the widespread protests and conversations about racial injustice led to a global reckoning. This massive wave of activism underscored a demand for change and greater accountability, particularly in policing and criminal justice. In reflecting on whether this era was a period of progress or setback, it becomes apparent that the answer may not be straightforward. The Trump era was one of both heightened awareness and division. For some, it exposed deep-seated issues and motivated calls for reform, laying groundwork for future progress. For others, it signaled a regression marked by policies and rhetoric perceived as undermining racial equality. As we look beyond this period, the enduring impact of the Trump era on race relations remains a critical point of reflection and debate. Understanding its complexities allows for a broader discussion on how to navigate the path forward, ensuring a society that genuinely embodies equality and justice for all.